Hey all, Zach here, and welcome back to another episode of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. In the last one, Maya just got held in contempt of court, Lotta just made a statement that was out of turn, and Man von Karma's objection was denied. So, we got ourselves one last statement that Lotta said. It might be the thing that turns around our case, so let's go! I saw clear as day. The man on the boat was Mr. Edgeworth. We're gonna have to hold it right there. Well, what about the other man? Well, you cannot expect to be allowed to blithely ignore your promise, Mr. Wright. I believe you claim that there was a contradiction in the witness's testimony. Well, find it, if you can. Mr. Wright, I have to assign you a penalty. Oh, got me a penalty for just doing that? I guess I had to go straight to it. Damn. That's it. Uh-oh, I don't know if I can find anything in that, but I can't squander Maya's efforts either. Well, I'm down to only 1 point left, so I better make this count. Well, here's the thing is that I actually do know what's the contradiction here. Because how can you tell it was Edgeworth when you look at this photo? Got you. Got you, Miss Hart. What? You got what? Look at this photograph. The photo I took. The very same. There's something I want you to see in this photo. It's quite clearly visible. The fog, Miss Hart. So? This picture was taken with professional high-quality film, correct? Yet even it could not capture the face of the men on the boat. Yet you claimed you saw Mr. Edgeworth. How? What? That's a good point. How do we know that one of them is Edgeworth? Mr. Wright has a point. Objection. What? That's why I told her not to say that in her testimony. Please. Yet now she has said it, Mr. von Karma. How could you possibly see Mr. Edgeworth? Explain yourself. Miss Hart. What? Could you see the defendant that night? Of course. I said I could, and I meant I could. Then please testify as to the circumstances of your sightings. I did it. I finally found a hole in Mr. von Karma's carefully vague testimony. Alright, time for round 2. How Edgeworth was seen. Yeah, you're right. It was cold night, and the fog was thick as grits. So once I was finished setting up my camera, I got back in the car. Still, I brought my binoculars with me. When I heard the noise out on the lake, I looked with my binoculars. See, no problem. You use binoculars. Very well. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. This one better be good. How Edgeworth was seen. You're right, it was a cold night and the mist was thick as grits. Hold it right there! What were grits like? I never had them. So, how could you see Mr. Edgeworth? Now just hold your horses for a second, you hasty Yankees, Habs. Never find a gal where I'm from. Defense attorneys have trouble with that, as it seems. Nobody loves me. So once I was finished, I set up a camera, I got back in the car. Hold it! Why? Your camera? Yeah, it's an automatic. Objection on that one. The issue we are concerned here is Miss Hart seeing Mr. Edgeworth. The camera has nothing to do with this at all. Objection sustained. He's not letting me answer any of my questions. Brought my binoculars? Well, binoculars can be handy. Binoculars? Yeah, binoculars. Yesterday, you mentioned that you were out on lake for shooting stars, correct? Well, yeah. Wouldn't you need a telescope, not binoculars for that? Yeah, I've got doubts about your camera, too. Was that really to take pictures of meteor showers? Meteor showers are not known for making loud boom noises. The camera is irrelevant to this case. No, dude, it's pretty relevant. You can't say that for certain. Mr. Wright, is the camera really relevant to this case? If you believe it is, you may continue with this line of questioning. But know this. If you find nothing with this, there will be consequences. Well, Mr. Wright, do you wish to press further about the camera? I wish to press further. This is make it or break it time. The camera is utmost importance, Your Honor. It is perhaps the key to this entire case. Therefore, I will continue my line of questioning. Wow, maybe I went a little overboard there. Very well. Miss Hart, you will testify to the court about the camera. Yeah, I hear ya. The camera was set up to take pictures of a meteor shower. Here's the thing is that, why is it pointed at the lake? Miss Hart, what made you choose that lake to photograph meteors. You know the fog gets thick on that lake. It's not very suited for stargazing. Yeah, well, you see, I guess I wasn't really thinking too straight, Har. Mr. Wright! I will not have you badgering my witness because of her challenges. Oh, come on. Now, wait a minute. Continue your testimony. You were saying how it was that you saw Edgeworth? No unnecessary comments, please. Well, he did say please, but he is also a big jerk. The camera was set up to take pictures of the meteors. Here's the thing is that I'm gonna have to call, bullcrap on that one, because if it were, then why is it taking a picture of the lake here? So, objection on that one. You were photographing shooting stars? That's a lie. Say who? Take a look at this photograph. This was taken on the automatic setting, was it not? Yeah, that's right. You have to point a camera upwards to take photos of the stars, Miss Hart. But as this photograph clearly shows, the camera was pointed directly at the lake. No, don't. Well, that's a good point. You can't take a picture of stars in the lake unless you're getting the reflection. Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? The witness was not in the lake photographing shooting stars. Don't take a picture of stars. Yeah. Well, then, what exactly was she photographing? Well, let's see. Well, I do have evidence for that. Your Honor, take a look at this. What was Miss Hart trying to photograph at the lake? That would be, I believe she's trying to go after Gordy. Miss Hart, this is what you were trying to photograph. What's this? A newspaper article? Gordy? The sighting at Gord Lake. Well, Miss Hart, I never heard of no lake monster. You got proof or something? Let's see you prove that I was down the lake trying to photograph this Gordy. Well, I do have proof. I have it proof. Intriguing. Very well, let's see it. And no joking around this time, please. What is the proof that the witness was trying to photograph Gordy, the lake monster? Well, that would be Lotta's camera. The proof, Miss Hart, is your own camera. Your camera was set to take photos in response to loud noises, correct? Thus, this photograph here, taken when a gun fired in the lake. And here is this article about Gordy. According to this article, Gordy made a loud noise when it emerged. Well, you were trying to photograph Gordy, weren't you? That's why you weren't set. That's why you had your set your camera to respond to loud noises. That's a good point. Gotta take pictures of those loud noises to get Gordy. Order! Order! I see. I too thought it was a little strange. Yeah, sure. Well, Miss Hart. You were camping there to try taking a photo of Gordy, weren't you? Come on, Lotta, don't lie to me. Yeah, not bad. Are all you lawyers that smart? So smart, boy. I was down there trying to photograph Gordy. You got me. So what? Huh? That don't change what I saw, does it? Exactly. What you just used several precious minutes of our time to prove is nothing more than that the witness is an idiot who thinks monsters exist. Well, coming from Dracula over here. Hey! But as she has so scrutinally said, so what? It changes nothing. Not true. You were hiding the whole thing about Gordy for some reason. I know it. But what could it have been? Whatever it is, I'm getting to the bottom of this. Miss Hart, why did you hide the fact that you were searching for Gordy from the court? Please revise your testimony. Right. Fine, I'll testify. I won't change nothing, though. Something will change. It has to. And I'm gonna spot it. Alright. Let's hear about this new testimony. Lotta's new testimony. What do you got for me? Actually, I'm not a research student at a university. I'm an investigative photographer. Imagine what a scoop it'd be if I got a picture of that monster. That's why I was camping out by the lake. But that's all I was hiding. When I heard the bang, I looked right straight at the lake. There wasn't much else to look at, so I just watched the boat the whole time. Then I saw a flash near one of the men's hands, and I heard another gunshot. I was looking right at that boat the whole time. Crossed my heart and hoped to fry. Well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Hold it. The witness's testimony is unchanged from before. Whether she was a research student or a photographer has no bearing on this case. There is no need to waste more of our time with another pointless cross-examination. Hold it right there. I claim the defense's right to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor. Von Karma's up to something, I know it. He doesn't want me to cross-examine her because... Why? Was there a contradiction? Very well. You may begin the cross-examination. You seem sure of yourself. You must have something in mind. That would be a first. Very funny. You understand that this is your last chance at a cross-examination, Mr. Wright. If there is no problem with the testimony this time, we will let the witness leave. I will announce my verdict at that time, Mr. Wright. Understood? Yes, Your Honor. Well, it's a fight or flight at this time. Fight or flight! So here we go. And quite literally, because we basically have no points left. So, I'm gonna do this real quick, just so I don't lose progress. We're just gonna go and save real quick. There we go. Just gonna back out. There we go. Now we don't have to work. Now in case anything bad happens, we can just get back to this point so I don't have to redo the entire trial because that would be annoying. Actually, I'm not a research student at all. I'm an investigative photographer. Imagine what a scoop would be if I got a picture of that monster. That's why I was camping out by the lake. But that's all I was hiding. When I heard the bang, I looked straight at the lake. Here we go. Exactly what sort of sound was it? Well, I never heard one before, so I can't say for sure. But it sounded like a gunshot. It was a lot sharper sound than I would have expected. There wasn't much else to look at, so I just watched the boat the whole time. Let's hear about that boat. There wasn't much else to look at? Yep. I don't know. If she heard a bang, and she thought Gordy was out there, I kind of doubt she'd waste any time looking at the boat. What? What did I do? What are you giving me that look for? Definitely suspicious. Maybe it's time for some evidence. Witness, continue. Hold your hush puppies, Pops. I'm getting there. There I saw the flash. Let's see. There wasn't much else to do. Look at the lake the whole time. We're gonna have... Let's see. I think the correct evidence here is gonna be the Gordy article because you'd definitely be looking around trying to find Gordy. Yep, we got it right! Miss Hart, were you really looking at that boat? What's with that? With you? Of course I was looking at it. It was the only thing out there. Any normal person be looking at it. I agree. Any normal person would. But you are far from normal. What? Y'all want to step over here and say that? You were camping at the lake to take a picture of Gordy. Think about it. What would you do if you heard a loud noise? You'd be scanning the lake for any signs of Gordy. That's what. You wouldn't give a boat a second thought. That's a good point. Boats aren't Gordy. Gordy is a giant monster. Order. Continue, Mr. Wright. You testified that you were watching the boat through binoculars. However, you wouldn't need binoculars to watch that boat. You need them to search for Gordy. That's what you were doing. Got her there. Well, now that y'all mention it, I did sort of take my binoculars and kind of scan the lake a bit. I mean, Gordy might be out there and all. Miss Hart, are you saying that you were not watching the boat then? Sorry, y'all. I wasn't fibbing, really. I thought, I could be a witness to a murder and all. I kind of got excited. I was sure I was watching that boat until now. This is a totally uncalled for. But hey, you got the photograph. You got proof. Still, we can't see who was shooting who in this photo. Right. That's why I took this photo and... Whoa. What were you about to say? Witness, that's enough. You've had a long day. Shut your pie hole. Shut my what? What was she gonna say? She took the photo and what? Wait a second. She even had a photograph to prove it. But you really can't tell who from the photo shooting. That's why she says she's going to enlarge the photo. She said, it'll drop the quality on mine, but should let us see who's who. She enlarged that photo? Why won't Von Karma let her show it? I've got a hunch. Also, that conversation never happened because you had to actually show the photo to Gumshoe. We didn't do that, so that conversation technically didn't happen for us. I bet that enlarged photo shows something bad for Von Karma. This is my chance. If I'm wrong, though, it'll mean prison for Edgeworth. Or worse. What should I do? Make her show the enlargement. We gotta do it. Ms. Hart, look at this photograph! You enlarged this photograph, did you not? Yeah, I did. Why has that enlargement not been presented to the court? Because it doesn't exist. What are y'all talking about? You were the one who told me not to show it in court in the first place. You old fool. Well, man Von Karma, he's a big jerk. We gotta see that big photo. What's the meaning of this, Mr. Von Karma? Ms. Hart. Show the photo to the court. Show us the enlargement. Here we go. Got that pressure going on. The prosecution objects to the submission of this evidence. Objection denied. The witness will show the enlargement to the court. Here it is. Let's see that photo. Boom! There we go. Still can't make out who they are, but we at least got a clear image. We still can't see who is firing in this. It could be the defendant, or maybe it's not. Regardless, I'll accept this as evidence. Well, we got this photo, so we got a better photo to work with. Happy now, Mr. Wright? There has to be something. You asked for the enlargement. You got the enlargement. And little good has it done any of us. That's why I requested she not to show it. I suppose this means that cross-examination is over, obviously. Then I would like to close the cross-examination of Miss Lotta Hart. And none too soon. That was a flagrant waste of my time. Mr. Von Karma, do you have anything to add? I stated everything I needed to when this trial began. Decisive evidence. A decisive witness. What else could possibly be required? Nothing, of course. Then I believe it is time for me to declare my verdict. Wait, it's not supposed to go like this. There has to be a clue in this photo, somewhere. This is bad, real bad. What should I do? I'm gonna object to the enlargement. Your Honor? There is something decidedly strange with this enlargement. What might that be? Mr. Wright, you will show the court what you mean. What about this photo is strange? Okay, here goes nothing. I'll show the judge what's strange about this photo. Well, what I think is strange is actually the hand. You'll see why in a moment. Here, Your Honor. The shooter? I'm not sure I understand. What about the shooter is strange? Look at the hand holding the pistol, Your Honor. The hand? That hand directly contradicts another piece of evidence. This man's left hand does what? Let me show you. I'll show you the evidence that left hand contradicts. That'd be the pistol because the pistol bears Edgeworth's right hand, not his left hand. When they make that kind of note, it's very important. The evidence is clear. The man in this photograph is holding that pistol in his left hand. However, the prints on the murder weapon were from Edgeworth's right hand. Ergo, the man shooting the pistol in this photograph is not Mr. Edgeworth. Well, that makes sense. That contradicts the photo after all. Ooh, we will make a good turnaround there. Now that everyone in the courtroom is quieted down, I would like to reconvene this court of law. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? You have given us definitive proof today. We now know it was not Mr. Edgeworth who fired the pistol that night. However, this leaves us with a rather large problem. If Mr. Edgeworth didn't do it, then who shot our victim? Precisely. As we have seen, there were no other people on the lake that night. Who but the defendant could have shot the victim? The victim? Well, of course, the victim himself. There is only one explanation remaining. The man who shot the victim was none other than the victim himself. The victim himself, so it was a suicide? Oh my gosh. Order, order. So you're saying that the victim committed suicide? Yes, Your Honor. I can think of no other explanation. Indeed, that does seem to be our only remaining option. I'm so very, very sorry, Mr. Wright.
but suicide is out of the question.
What?
An examination of the victim's wound reveals the distance at which he was shot.
The distance?
The victim was clearly shot from further than a meter away.
A meter? That's 3 feet.
No. There was no way it could have been a suicide.
Well, that's a good point. Gotta be a little bit farther away unless he's got long arms.
Order!
Mr. Von Karma, are you sure of the accuracy of your data?
Of course. I had already considered the possibility of suicide, you see.
Alright, the autopsy report has now been updated. At least we got that.
I see. Very well. Allow me to state my opinion. Consider the situation. The shooter had to be the defendant, Mr. Edgeworth. However, the prints of the gun revealed that the shooter was not Mr. Edgeworth. This is a conundrum. Therefore, I would like to suspend proceedings for this trial for the day. The court orders the defense, and the prosecution to further investigate this matter. Understood?
Yes, Your Honor. Not saying anything, huh?
That is all. This court is adjourned!
And whoo! That was a pretty intense trial, especially since we only had like 1 HP the entire time. So, man, we did good. Ooh, that was a close one. Hey, don't you have anything to say? No, I've yet to be declared innocent, Wright. Well, yeah, but what happened out there on the lake anyway? If he didn't commit suicide, then who? The shooter was about a meter away, too. What? Don't give me that look. I did not kill him. I was just kidding around. Look, I'm gonna go check on Maya. Oh? Right. What? Tell her something for me. What? Come on, Edgy. What are you gonna say? Tell her to watch what she says in court. That's all. Would it kill you to just state how you really feel with thanks, Edgeworth? Yeah, it would be nice to kind of hear that. I requestioned a transcript of Lotta's entire testimony. I thought it might give me some ammunition for the trial tomorrow. Of course, she didn't see the shooter, so the only part of her testimony that stood was the bang she heard. Well, we got that to work with. Heard 2 sounds like a gunshot just after midnight. Okay, so it was just after midnight. And to be continued! Woo! This was actually a pretty intense trial. So next time on Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, we are going to be jumping into the next day of investigation. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Toodles!
Objection!